Don't let this happen to you. Hey guys, my name is Adam Lynn. This is my wife Leah. I own and operate Subfighter MMA out of Laguna Hills. I want to bring you some self-defense tactics for you joggers that are outside on the trail. So guys, the first thing that I want to talk about is awareness. You know, anytime I teach self-defense, awareness is the first thing that I talk about, because if you look like a victim, there's a better chance of you becoming a victim. And awareness, it encompasses a lot of different things. One thing I'll talk about right now is a simple drill that you guys can do as you're jogging on the trail. When we're jogging, sometimes we like the unilateral, I'm just gonna jog this way, right? And it's a workout and I get into it, I'm on the headphones. And a lot of times when you're in an open spot, that's not a problem, right? I can be aware of different things. But sometimes I'm on a wooded trail or I'm in an urban area where it's an area I'm not familiar with. And it might not happen, it might not be a long stretch of road or a long stretch of trail, but there's a portion, maybe 100 yards or whatever. But as you're running, that's a great time to not just be this way, but I start to do different drills. Like maybe I do a lateral shuffle, maybe I lateral shuffle both sides, and I'm still keeping my cardio going. Maybe I go backwards, but really what that does is it allows me to open my eyes and see the area around me, right? The one thing I don't want to have happen is I never want to have somebody sneak up behind me. And like I said, when the area is open, you can always, you know, with my headphones on, I can always kind of tell who's around me. But in those tight spots and wooded areas and urban areas, it's always a good practice to just up that awareness level. And this is Leah demonstrating some awareness as she side shuffles, she back pedals, she turns to the other side, keeping her eyes open. Next thing I want to talk about is the plan, right? I want to talk about what I can do in that initial 2 to 3 second time frame when an encounter actually happens. Okay, so we'll talk about what happens when you get grabbed, right? My number one counter, and why I would say it would be my number one counter, because this is exactly what I would do if I was in that situation. The first thing that I would think would be elbow. When you're in a range to get grabbed, imagine I'm the assailant, right? And it doesn't matter how I'm grabbing her. I could be grabbing her shirt, I could be grabbing with 2 hands, I could be grabbing an arm. I'm in a range to get elbowed, right? That's the best part about elbows, is they're very hard, one of the hardest things you can hit people with. They're very fast, and I can do them in multiple succession. So we'll talk about one of the first, so if you get grabbed, okay, you're gonna get grabbed around that neck or chest area. So we'll talk about the elbows coming over the top. Now, my wife, she's right-handed. You can already see, she's already in a stance, okay? She's already in a stance, all right? She's a very highly trained individual. Her plan is when she gets grabbed right here, that right elbow is gonna come over the top. Now, in a self-defense situation, all she needs to do is land 1 or maybe 2 of those to get the reaction, one more time, to get my reaction to be like that. To let go, then she can exit the situation. And because she's already in a stance, she's gonna have mobility and she'll be able to exit the situation. When I talk about elbows, okay, we just demonstrated this right here. Maybe you get grabbed, they grab your wrist. Maybe they come up behind you and they try to grab your wrist, they're gonna try to pull you. The good thing about this grab is that she can come right through the middle, bang, with the same kind of elbow, okay? And if you can imagine, it might be this elbow, might be the other elbow too. She can come over the top, bang, with this elbow. She has 2 or 3 very highly effective, sharp weapons that she can use right off the bat. Another great thing about elbows too is, say I'm grabbing her this way, and maybe her first reaction was to try to grab my wrist and push my wrist off. Well, the good thing about that is she doesn't have to exit my hand from her body. She can still bring the elbow, bang, over top this way. And we're still gonna have that desired effect of the initial concussion that I will receive from 1 or 2 hard shots, one more time, bang. Where my hand frees from her and she can exit the situation. Now let's talk about if your assailant chooses to attack from behind you. One of the worst positions that could happen. So what's going to happen is sometimes you're grabbed just like this. Okay, so what Leah's going to do, number one is going to be the headbutt, boom, to soften me up. Number two is she's going to make a motion with her shoulders. As she drops, she's going to go up with her elbows. She's going to take a step to the side to get her hips away from me and make room for her elbow to strike me. She'll go elbow to the groin and then an elbow straight up to the chin, and then she'll exit the situation. Okay, so let's do that one more time. A little bit faster. So the assailant comes up, boom, grabs, she goes headbutt, boom, up, elbow, elbow, and then she's out. They grab you in the waist. Now, what we have to understand is what we're threatened by in a self-defense situation is we're threatened by the hands of the opposition. So this time, Leah gets her waist grabbed. What she's going to do is she's going to put both of her hands on the top hand of my grip. Now, this happens to be my right hand. What she's going to do is she's going to use both hands to push my grip down and then turn her right hip away from me this way to break the grip, and then she's going to turn around, spin, and land a nice kick to the groin. Boom, here, and then she'll exit the situation, okay? So, let's do that one more time. Assailant comes up, immediately, she gets grabbed, she's going to headbutt, boom, to soften me. She's going to push both hands down on the grip, peel her hip out. She's going to spin, one nice kick, boom, and then she's going to exit the situation. Now, all these drills are good. And every time that I do self-defense lessons, I always stress it that if self-defense is something that you are concerned with, I would invest in your self-defense, okay? That means that I would practice these drills, I would get a partner and I would practice these drills a couple times a week, or even going a step further, I would find your nearest MMA gym or Jiu-Jitsu academy and I would enlist myself in some training so I'm capable when I go out there on the trails. So, hope it helps, guys, and we'll see you soon.